the resolution language came out on the issue of the upcoming potential hearings on impeachment, assuming that they vote for that. But what's so fascinating to us as we had analyzed it is you can read the 4 pages or just go right to paragraph F. And paragraph F says this: should the president unlawfully refuse to make witnesses available for testimony to or produce documents requested by the investigative committees listed in the first section of H.Res. 660 in furtherance of the investigation described in the first section of 660, the chair shall have the discretion to impose appropriate remedies, including by denying specific requests by the president or his counsel under the procedures to call or question witnesses. So in other words, if the president exercises his constitutional rights as to executive privilege, you surrender your right to then have your lawyers cross-examine witnesses. Now, I'm going to just talk to this as a constitutional matter. That is unconstitutional, because if it is a exercise of a constitutional right, you cannot have a penalty of that. There's actually law on penalties, and if you speak out, if you exercise your free speech right, you'll pay this penalty. So you cannot have a penalty for executing or exercising your constitutional rights. But that's precisely what's been put forward when you read the 5 pages of this procedure, which sounds like they're giving some procedural rights to the president. But there's 2 things that are very important here. One is there's no procedural guarantees of any due process as it relates to the Intel Committee. And the way this one's working, unlike other impeachment proceedings, the Intel Committee itself is engaging in a process where they are conducting the evidence, and then that's going to head over to the Judiciary Committee in the form of a report.
The witnesses who testified in the House Intelligence Committee, which also goes against precedent, and because of that, and there is no provision for Adam Schiff to even allow attorneys to be part of the president to be part of the House Intelligence Committee proceedings. There's also, it's all up to Adam Schiff to allow witnesses that Republicans would like to call, like the minority, the ranking member would like to call, unless Adam Schiff approves it. And if he doesn't approve it, then it goes to a full vote of the committee. Well, the committee is comprised primarily of a Democrat majority. So again, Republicans that want witnesses to come and testify with exculpatory evidence are subject to the whims of Adam Schiff and the Democrats.
The Intel Committee, based under Adam Schiff's leadership, provides no opportunity for the president's counsel to participate.
Right.
And limits the ability of witnesses to answer questions provided by the minority. And essentially, Adam Schiff wants to shield witnesses from answering, for instance, specific questions such as, did they have prior contact with Adam Schiff or members of the committee before they engaged in the testimony?
They don't want that. Of course they don't want that evidence out there. There's no due process because it's totally subject to the chairman of the Judiciary. First of all, none during the Intel Committee, and the chairman of the Judiciary Committee say, oh, you're not letting this witness testify, you're not going to have the right to your counsel.
Well, that's what bothers me when I look at subsection F of these procedures that Chairman Nadler has put forth. Should the president unlawfully refuse to make witnesses available or produce documents, who makes the decision about whether it's unlawful or not? The chairman makes the decision. Well, he's already prejudiced and decided in favor of impeachment of the president. How can he make an objective decision whether the president acted lawfully or unlawfully? This does not sit well with me.
The Democrats have bungled this matter from the beginning. They based it strictly on political malice. They've done the inquiry thus far in secret. They've coaxed and coached some of the interviewees. Adam Schiff has misled the public. At times, even though the minority party can question the witnesses, they can't call witnesses, and they can't at times question the witnesses. And of course, there was no inquiry voted on by the House. I mean, this has been mishandled and bungled from the get-go.
What's going to happen if the resolution that is put before us is approved by the House tomorrow is that the Intel Committee is going to begin open hearings under the rules promulgated in the resolution. And then when they are finished, Jay, they're going to send it over to the Judiciary Committee. They are also going to have open hearings. As of now, counsel for the president would be allowed to attend and participate, although I really do think it's important to stress this point, Jay. I mean, these rules we're talking about, the ones I'm holding in my hands right now, they're the rules as of now. But there is a paragraph in this resolution that they are going to approve tomorrow that says this: the Committee on the Judiciary is authorized to promulgate additional procedures as it deems necessary for the fair and efficient conduct of committee hearings. So, Jay, these rules we're talking about, They're the rules for now until Jerry Nadler decides
Well,
they're
that's
not.
exactly my point.